What's up, folks? Happy New Year, and welcome back to another episode of the Bate Escape podcast, a special Shits and Giggles edition. In today's episode, I'm joined by BatorMutt, a bait fuel content creator plus porn mutt. We talk about a lot of cool things here, have a fun game of Goon or Gone, chat about important topics on making make sense, and then talk about our love lives on Bait, Date, or Mate. Hope you're having a great New Year so far, and enjoy the episode. Oh, that's cool. I can see like all the data. Oh, not anymore. It's done.
Yeah,
Wait, what camera are you using? What camera do you
it's
use?
Canon M50. It's like baby's first like vlog camera kind of.
I feel like I have like a Canon. I just don't know how to connect it to my like laptop. Can
So
you
the
walk
way
me
I
through it?
do it is you need it's a little like USB thing. It's like a capture card, and then there's like
Right.
a specific cable that you plug into that and then into the camera, and then it's just using it as like a live camera basically. Instead of the webcam, because the webcam is like shitty and gross and I
Yeah,
don't
that's what
know.
I'm using right now. That's why I'm just like I'm trying to give my audience like high def here. They need to see all the nooks and crannies.
Did you
I
get
don't
the
know.
gallery view thing set up? Is that all good?
Yeah, I mean I have it on gallery view now, so I'm assuming that when this records, we'll both be like side by side, which is the goal.
Oh, there we go.
But I don't know, like I feel no one has complained like that, like when I speak and then I turn cameras. I don't know.
There we go. Is that? Let
I
me.
just figure,
Is there just like weird or gross in the background? Okay.
whatever looks great. I love the contrast of our backgrounds.
Yeah, mine is very dark, and then yours is like very,
Yeah.
very
Do you paint
light.
are your walls colored a dark color?
Yeah, they are dark gray.
A dark gray.
Yeah, like very dark gray.
I feel like I don't usually do this much color, but like my apartment is just like actually I don't know what color the walls in my apartment are. They're not like a white, they're like an off yellow.
Like an eggshell or like more yellow.
Not even that. Like it's like toothy yellow. Like couple of like
Ew,
coffee
not
stain, a couple
toothy
of years.
yellow. Uh,
I mean, it's not like that hideous. Although when I went to go, I seen the inside of my um building manager's apartment, and it's like he's a fag.
hmm.
And it's gorgeous inside. Like his walls are like like a navy blue, and then he has like
Mm.
gold accents everywhere. I'm just like this bougie bitch.
Arf.
Um, oh wait, I forgot. Although I try
Yeah,
to read the room and I'm just like, can people handle it? And I feel like you can. That's why I'm like honest with you because I'm like,
yeah,
he can keep be real. He can be real.
yeah. I'd rather you just like tell me like whatever it is straight up. That way I can, if there's a problem, I can fix it, and if there's not, then like, it's just we just cut to the chase.
That's how I am too. Like I always tell people, I'm like, listen, you can tell me what's what, but watch your tone.
Yeah, yeah,
Like if
yeah.
you don't like something, tell me you don't like it and I can fix it. But bitch, you better make that delivery sweet.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
I need a lot of
Gentle
sugar.
fingers.
Yes, I need very gentle fingers, or else I fucking go the fuck off.
Yeah.
Um, what's going on with you? What's new in your world since we last like chatted?
I mean, after the bait off things were pretty slow for a minute, and then I went to Folsom. Folsom was insane and a lot of fun, and I met so many people. I spent way too much money on Uber rides because my feet don't work so good. So I was like Ubering people everywhere the whole time, like every 30 minutes.
You were
Um,
doing it?
yeah, I
They
was like
weren't
living my
offered.
fantasy of like, yeah, I'll get us an Uber girl. Like, we're fine. We
Oh.
got it. You don't need to walk. I'll get it. So, and
You
I
should have been
like
like,
woke up at the end of it and was like, what did I do? Oh God. So, but
you
no,
should
it
have
was a
made
lot of
them
fun.
you should have made them scan your Cash App, bitch.
I
Be
figure
like,
most of them
here's my
like pay for
Cash
my
App,
JFF
thank you.
anyway. So I'm like, you know what? It's the least I can do, right?
I mean, I hope they bought you like a sandwich or something.
Oh, I got lots of goodies. Some
Hey,
salty snacks, some not so salty snacks.
oh wow, salty snacks. I love
hmm
that. Wait, how was Folsom? I never been. I want to go.
It's cool. The actual street fair was like insane. It's like a sardine can, the way the streets are like so packed.
Hmm.
And they had like people like suspended super high up in the air in like Shibari. There was like a
That's
whole
cool.
alleyway of like nothing but furries like just going ham on each other. Um, just like so many vendors and stuff selling cool like trinkets and knickknacks or like kink gear. It was really cool. I
Yeah.
hear it's similar to Door Alley or Dory Alley, except
Hmm.
that Folsom is more like all inclusive, whereas Door or Dory Alley, I don't know how you say that, is a lot more like gay male centric.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like I would really enjoy Folsom, I think.
Yeah.
More so to like just support like small businesses, things that people
Yeah.
make that are like pervy and like leathery and like sexy.
I will
I
say
would be
one of
inclined
the
to do
best
that.
parts of it too is seeing all the outfits that people wear. Like some of those like like some people had full blown like cosplay costumes that were like fetishy. Like there was this one I remember, she was like a giant succubus demon and she had like these horns that were literally like larger than my arm span and she had to like hold them while she was walking through the crowd because they were so big. And I was like, that's so cool though. Like I love that for you. Also, it's
That
hot
is
as
really
hell
cool.
out here. How are you not dead right now, ma'am? Like, oh my God.
Maybe they had like a built-in little like air fan. You know
Yeah,
those
walking around with
mascots,
one
they
of
had a
those
little
little like
fan
piss
inside.
dispenser fan things.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
just
two
spray
inches
yourself,
wide.
spits yourself everywhere you go.
Yeah.
That's
No, it was
cool.
fun. And
I always see
then,
like those videos of people just getting down, like getting pissed on.
oh yeah, I mean, there
People
was
just
literally
having it
like
all.
a piss pool that was like an inflatable pool that was literally just full of piss sitting in the middle of the street. I did not participate in that because I think if I'm going to do that kind of thing, it's going to be in like a one-on-one session in like a bathroom where I can clean myself quickly and easily. But out in the middle
Mm-hmm.
of the street, I'm not about to hop in an Uber and go back to the hotel after I was in a pool of piss. Like it's just not going to happen. I don't want to do that to somebody. I'm sure they had their like their rides arranged and stuff though. So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, don't they like supply that festival with like it's a festival, right? But don't they
yeah, oh
like
yeah, it's
have
a
like
full festival.
showers? I wouldn't think
I
they would have like a place to wash up.
I don't think I saw anywhere to like shower or clean yourself
Hmm.
really. There
Okay. Maybe
was
maybe that's
a
just the vibe.
controversy about a guy walking around that
The
had
shit
covered
guy?
himself. Yeah, I
Yeah.
I did not see him. I did smell him at one point. And I kind of just walked the other way because like I'm not here to kink shame or tell that anyone, it's wholesome, do whatever the hell you want. But I did not want to be smelling that. It kind of killed my vibe a little bit. So I was like, okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
over here.
I had a conversation with the leather cook. We did an Instagram live, and we were talking about this person, and we
Yeah.
decided that it was not cool of him to do that. And I think the reason why they did it was because he wanted to make a statement about boundaries. Because
Yeah, and consent.
he's a very fit guy. Like he was really
Yeah.
sexy. And maybe he was like an adult performer. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I think the
I think
reason
he
why he did
is.
it was because people are just like grabbing me and it's inappropriate. Like people, it's not with consent. But I was like, bro, you could just communicate that. You don't need to like endanger people's like sanitary health by smearing shit all over you in such a public place when we didn't consent to you, walking around with shit all over your body. Like I didn't say yes to this.
Yeah,
Um,
I think for me the main thing of it is like the piss pool exists and no one really had a problem with
right.
that. I think the main
Yeah.
thing for me is like just if you're going to be walking around like that,
Yeah.
it's hard because it's like not everyone consented to smelling that. You know what I mean? Like that can
Exactly.
be a real
Exactly.
vibe killer, like it was for me. But like I also am not gonna be the kind of person that's gonna like roast him on Twitter or like run up at him in person and be like, "How dare you do this to me?" Like I'm just like, okay, there's so much space. I'm gonna go over here and do my thing, and you go over there and do your thing, and like we're fine.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't need to be a big deal.
No,
But
you're right. To me, I just think he missed the point. Like
yeah, a little bit.
he could have
I
just
wouldn't have done that,
practiced.
and I would have done it
No,
differently
it
if
would not.
that's a statement I was trying to
Exactly.
make. But you know.
Same. Poop.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Um,
It would be like that sometimes for real.
I mean, there's also
Um,
like a whole like I actually didn't see ABDL stuff as much at Folsom as I thought I would. Like that was a kind of
ABTL
a surprisingly like adult baby diaper lovers.
diaper. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But like I actually didn't see as much of that as I thought I would have.
Hmm.
It was mostly like hardcore leather or latex, like
Yeah.
cosplay type people. There was a
Hmm.
lot of like goth and scene type people there as well. Obviously, a bunch
Hmm.
of pups and stuff, a bunch of people that just look like athletes and porn stars,
Yeah.
a bunch of furries. Um, and then yeah, that was kind of it. Like there wasn't really it wasn't maybe quite as diverse in terms of like the kinks I was seeing as I thought it would be. And
Uh-huh.
I mean, there really weren't even that many baiters there until I ran into induced priapism, just like sitting on the sidewalk somewhere, and like we hung out and chatted for a while, and it turned
Nice.
into a little thing. But that was fun.
That's fun. Like
Yeah.
meeting baiters in the wild.
Yeah, it was totally he had like a little cardboard sign that he was holding up that said born to bait. And I was like, I love that sign. And then I was like, wait, I know you. And he was like, I know you. And we just kind of had like the Spider-Man moment. We're like pointing at each other, like, huh?
Yeah,
And then I like sat down and we talked for a while and uh adult things happened and it was lovely. There was like I think 15 people there just in that little section at one point, and I was like living my fantasy. It was so much fun.
nice. That's
Yeah.
hot. I
Hmm.
think it's so fun when I run into baiters in the wild. It hasn't happened much, but I mean, I feel like baiters, we all just kind of live online anyway. Like we're,
Yeah.
most of us are like pornosexual, so we're just like trading cock shots to one another.
Yeah. And most of the
But
people
it's
that were baiters there that I met with like already had messaged me online. I didn't see quite as many like just in person like bumping into people. Except
mhm,
for Induced. He was the only one that I really like, oh hey you. Everyone else I
nice.
like kind of just talked to like online beforehand.
Yeah, yeah. It's nice. It's nice to like get out of that space though. Like I'm always like really genuinely intrigued when I find someone's Instagram. And I'm just like, oh, you're like a fully realized person with like families and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blow anyone's cover, but I'm just like, oh, that's so nice. Like a picture of like you having dinner with your mom on her birthday.
I
Like
did
that's
hear that
sweet.
a lot actually in person. They're like, you're so nice and like funny and like goofy
Yeah.
and weird. And I'm like, do I not give that online? Like, I'm like, yeah, I get the content I do is kind of like glitchy and edgy and whatever else. But like, then they meet me and they're like, oh, you're like a dork. And I'm like, yeah. Like, did
Yeah,
you not
because
know
it's
that?
hard. It's hard to like communicate those nuances via social media. Like I feel like I feel like I get more of a vibe from a person because I can just in person or when I talk to them like on this level, because you can just like you see body language, tone,
Yeah,
facial expressions, all that matters, and you don't really,
that's fair.
the fucking PC Bader, it's a persona. I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
think
a
that's part of it
kick-ass
too.
one,
Is
but
I get like a lot of people I think almost expect me to just do what I do online and like be that in person all the time too. And I'm like,
yeah,
I feel like it's disingenuous just a little bit to like make that assumption because I'm like, clearly we're like, I feel like I'm on the nose about the fact that like, okay, we're amping it up. Like this is
yeah.
a thing. I'm making content for you. Like I'm not,
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly right. And I think
yeah,
it's always so shocking when people catch you like on an off day and they're just like,
yeah,
oh, you're like not as funny. Well, bitch, it's not a funny day. Like I'm going through some shit. Like it's this is Ren when he's fucking depressed or when he's
yeah.
sad. I mean, I often don't talk about
And that's
those
so
things, but it's just
shocking, but
like
we're people.
exactly right. Like it's like, an opportunity to like show like a different side of you. And I appreciate that of people, which is
Yeah.
probably like the reason why I started the podcast, because I was just like, who are you really? Like
Yeah, I get
get
that
down to
actually.
like, yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad that, I'm
It makes sense,
having
but also it's like it's cool because like it gives you a chance to kind of like unmask the person a little bit. And I think I talked about on
mhm.
that on like the first episode that I did with you is it's like the mask in some ways putting it on helps you like show who you really are in some ways. Um
Mm,
and just so like you get to kind of like dig into that a little deeper because even with the mask on there's still a level of persona in like the content and stuff that I do.
yeah.
But and then we have these one-on-ones and I'm like goofy, you know.
But I feel like I could be like really freeing, like not showing your face and just being like a pup.
Yeah, but also it's just like um I just amp up like how like bubbly I am and stuff, because like
Yeah.
there's me sitting at a screen for 16 hours a day doing like AI stuff or playing video games or whatever, just kind of like deadpan, serious. But then I get to
Yeah.
like put this on and be like, I haven't gotten to do anything fun today. I'm gonna do something nice for myself. And it's
Yeah.
like,
That's exactly right.
yeah,
So tell me more about like pop culture. I'm not familiar with it. I can pick up bits and pieces. But I am interested in it. Like I think it's really a fun culture.
yeah.
And I just joined your Discord server, which is really cool. But like,
Oh
how
yeah,
did that become an
lots of
interest
beta
of
pups on
yours?
there.
Yeah, like how did that begin for you?
Um, well, I mean, like I can't say I've always been a pup. I've been a pup since I was, I think, 17 because I graduated high school a year early. So like the first year I
Hmm.
went to college, I just like immediately got a pup hood. Um, and I think I had found it online. It's a very like viral image of like there's two guys in leather masks, and they're like in front of a girl that's standing there, like a younger girl that's standing there. And I was like, what is that? And like people were screaming about it and how awful it was. And I'm like, it's people in masks. Like, calm down. Um, there's nothing sexual happening here. But I found out about it through that, and then like did like a bunch of research and stuff. Um, and then I ordered my hood my first year of college. And from there, I just really started to like go out to pup and leather events and stuff. Like at the time, I was in Clemson, South Carolina. Um, and we used to go to Atlanta at the Eagle a lot, and they had like a pup night, and so I got to like meet other pups and get kind of their perspective, more than
Mm,
just like what I am reading online about what pup culture or pup play is and everything. And then I got to meet the I don't think he is still holds the title, but the Southeast Pup and Leatherman representative for the boy or the pup one, Treble, and his Sir Dove. But he taught me a lot about like not only pup culture, but how it relates to leather culture. Because that's kind of something not many people
mm,
understand is that the difference between pups and furries, especially if you don't have any experience with all of it, it just seems like animals, right? Um,
yeah.
but furries are more of like an artistic representation of the self, whereas like pup culture comes more from the leather community and like BDSM community, and it's kind of disseminated
Mm,
its way down now. So like it's also just another form of self-expression, but it's rooted in that like leather culture kind of a thing.
yeah. Because like even like the materials that like your hood
Yeah,
is made
neoprene.
out of.
Yeah,
Yeah, the neoprene or some are made out of leather. And then
yeah,
with furries, it's much more like cushy, like felt,
yeah.
right?
It's like felt
Like
over foam,
hair.
or
Yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah,
almost more like
yeah.
cosplay, like a
Yeah.
cosplay costume setup. They're also
Yeah,
like
that's
really thick and large and heavy and like
bulky.
yeah. And also I like the pup hoods too because like I just dig everything that's like graphic and linear and geometric, but I also like being able to see people's eyes. Like you don't get that
Mm,
with like a fursuit, so I think it's one of the reasons I've always
yeah.
just kind of leaned more into this than the furry thing.
Okay,
Um,
cool. So you considered yourself a straight up pup, not a
Yeah, I'm
handler?
definitely a pup. Like maybe
Okay.
furry adjacent. I like a lot of the art, but I would never like get a fursuit. Um,
Okay, cool. Yeah. No, you do. Well, yeah, I can tell you showed me like all this AI like uh,
yeah, I
porn that
really
you
dig the art, and
produce.
I find it very hot. But
Yeah, no, it's cool stuff. I really enjoy it. Um,
Darv.
what was I gonna
Yeah,
say? Yeah, so like I was interested in it, and so then I was like, oh, I'm not a pup, but then I just like realized that there's like different um roles that you can take,
yeah,
right? Tell me
yeah.
about the roles. How's that breakdown?
So, there are two basic roles. It's going to be pup and handler. A pup is, I mean, a pup, right? It's kind of a lowered headspace, generally more submissive, especially if you're a pup with a handler. That's kind of handler up here and then pup down here,
Uh-huh.
generally. But then you'll
Uh-huh.
also have the handler is kind of the person that takes care of the pup, um either like making sure they're literally like self-care stuff, like if you're taking your pup out to a bar, making sure they're drinking water, staying hydrated, making sure they're not getting into trouble or that no one is like fucking around with them that shouldn't be or
Mm,
anything like that.
mm,
But then it can also be like there's the sexual side of it where it's like
yeah.
I'm going to be the dominant one and you're going to be submissive. There are some handlers that are the inverse of that where it's like they want the pup to be the dominant one and they just kind of want to like you know um have the luxury of having a puppy do whatever they want to them,
I
kind of a
guess
thing.
I guess that was my question. Like being a handler doesn't necessarily mean that you are top role,
No,
like
it doesn't. It
sexually.
definitely doesn't mean that you're a top or a bottom. There are handlers that
Got
are
it. Okay.
bottoms. There are
Yeah.
handlers that are submissive handlers.
Yeah.
Um, but I do think inherently kind of linked in that handler pup relationship type, there is
Uh-huh.
always going to be some level, whether it's sexual or like outside that and like platonic, there's some kind
Mm,
of like caretaking aspect going on, or like there's some kind of dominance going on.
okay.
Otherwise, they're not really a handler. And then you get into pack dynamics, which is a whole other thing, which is when
Uh-huh.
you hear like I'm an alpha pup or I'm a beta pup or omega or delta or any of those. Those
Yeah.
describe the relationships of like a bunch of pups in a group together in relation to each other. So like alpha would be the most dominant, and then you have beta below that, and
Oh.
kind of like what people's idea of what alpha wolves and stuff are, even though that's like
Yeah.
totally bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's not actually how wolves work, but it's leather culture has like co-opted that and said like we're gonna make that literal because it helps with
Yeah.
consent.
You know, that's good. Yeah, no, consent is important.
Yeah.
How does one become a part of a pack? Do you just create those, or do you find a pack that's already existing?
I mean that can happen a lot of different ways. It
Hmm.
depends on the people you hang out with, whether or not you guys are close.
Hmm.
There's not really any one right way to answer that question. Sometimes it's just like I live with two other pups, but we're not technically in a pack together. And also that can mean just like so many different things to so many people. It's really hard to give one solid answer. It's kind of like answering like what is a handler. It's like that can mean so many different things, you know?
Sure. Yep.
Um, but if you want to know like the very like default basic thing is you just get a bunch of pups together in a group and they all like each other and they all hang out a lot and that's a pack.
Nice. Can there be more than one alpha in the pack?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It like
okay.
the pack dynamics are super varied. And you'll also have like alpha beta switch or like people will shift roles sometimes. Nothing is ever like static or written in stone with that kind of thing.
Okay. Cool. So it's like fluid. You can like
Yeah,
change it
everything
up
is very
when you
it's
want.
very fluid and it's very like you get out of it whatever you put in.
Yeah.
So as long as you're willing to be like open and communicate with the people that you're playing with or you're doing a scene with or you're
Yeah.
experimenting with, then you can experience what you want out of it too.
Nice.
If you're not willing to tell me that you want to try to be a beta for me or that you want to try to be an alpha for me, then we're never going to really be able to flesh that out.
Got it. All right. So communication is key.
Yeah.
Like always like communicate and be like, I'm feeling this way, I'm not feeling that way. Let me
Yeah.
try something new. Yeah, no, I love that. I think that's cool. I do love like the pub scene. I think it's fun. I always enjoy like I follow a friend and I think I was coaching them for a little bit
Hmm.
and they were really wanting to like express more of this like pub side of them.
Mhm.
And then I think he was really interested in like a couple of people that he met, and I was like, just ask questions, like lean in and get
Yeah.
curious. Like I feel like people are gonna be really nice, especially in that community, and I'm sure that they
Yeah,
would
I mean, like the
enjoy.
number one rule that kind of overarches all of pup play is that you don't need gear to be a pup, and being a pup is whatever the hell you want it to be.
Nice.
It's very vague, but it's kind of that way by design because it is so many different things to so many people. And
Yeah.
there's gatekeepers and there are people that are like, but that exists with everything.
Yeah, that
So
exists
try
with
not to take
all.
those
Like,
people seriously.
yeah, there's always gonna be that one guy that's like, you're not about this life. And you're
You're
just
not
like,
gooning
bro,
right.
yeah,
You're not puppy right. You don't do
yeah,
anything
exactly. You're
right.
not
What do you
baiting,
do
right?
successfully? And I'm like,
I
oh,
do I do a
girl.
lot of stuff successfully. Girl.
Yeah,
That's funny. Yo, what's up? It's your boy BC. Hope you're enjoying this episode thus far. There's more to come, but I gotta take a quick break and let you know that this episode being sponsored by JOYMODE. If you don't know what JOYMODE is, it's a sexual performance booster supplement. Stuff is great. It's all natural, science backed. It has really great stuff like ginseng and vitamin C. It's your solution for increased blood flow, firmness, stamina, performance in the bedroom. As a masturbator, I need all of those things to be boosted every time I masturbate. This stuff is really great because it's been peer reviewed in journals and it's been studied and researched in humans, so you know exactly what you're going to get. Don't trust those over the counter pills that you find at those random liquor stores. Listen, I've taken those a few times, and all it's ever done for me was increase my anxiety. And that's not fun when I'm trying to have a chill masturbation session. Who wants that? Try Joy Mode because not only is it great in the bedroom, but it's great with your overall health, like blood vessel support, cardiovascular heart health, athletic performance, blood pressure, and general erection function. And as a masturbator, I need my erections to function consistently. And this is what Joy Mode does for you. So I want you to go out and try some Joy Mode. You're going to use my code Beastly at usejoymode.com and get 20% off your first order plus free shipping. So that's Beastly at usejoymode.com. And you're going to try it out and you're going to have a great time. It's great sex, solved naturally. All right. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the episode. I want to go to more pub. I want to go to more pub events.
yeah. If you want, I can hit up a couple people, and I will say most. I'm not gonna say every because I don't know about all of them. There
Uh-huh.
is usually if your state has a leather community or a leather club of any kind,
Yeah.
there is almost always also going to be a pup community or group chat or something.
Hmm.
The two tend to overlap quite a bit. So like
Right.
Arizona has Phoenix Boys of Leather, who a lot of their members also take care of the Arizona Pups and Handlers, sub
Hmm.
community that kind of help like moderate it. And it's all very open and it's not like strict or anything, but they just kind of
Yeah.
created a space where people can talk about that kind of stuff. And they host a monthly pup night at the local bar Anvil. I think it's like the
Oh,
third Friday of every month.
that's really cool.
Yeah, you're from
Hmm.
LA, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
We do have another scene
they
for sure.
definitely have like several. I know, um,
I
I
hope
guess I've
they're
never
nice though.
technically been to LA, but
People in LA can be really shitty. Like I think that's
really?
my major yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
the major concern is like just joining these groups and being able to like kind of wander around and kind of like be okay with it. I just don't like that attitude. People in LA are just really attitudey.
Yeah, I mean, oh girl, there are people like that in Phoenix. But they're just some people just aren't worth your time.
I don't like cunty vibes. It's not fun. Like that shit sucks. Like
No,
it,
and it's like I could get into a whole long thing talking about
I
that,
know.
but like,
Let's not.
yeah.
We're gonna do some fun stuff.
Yeah.
So let's do a game. Okay, so like I was trying to do this game. So if you've I was telling you about this game that I do called Goon or Go, but I got some feedback and someone was like, Go is too ambiguous. You should change it. And so
Okay.
they suggested Gone. Do you think that works? That works better, right? Goon or Gone? Because I feel like they were like saying that if you go could insinuate like go for it. So basically you're it's like a double positive, and I'm just like that's not what I was trying to do.
Goon or Gone, yeah, I think it's better.
Yeah, Goon or Gone. Okay, so we're gonna play a game of Goon or Gone.
Okay.
Um,
How does this work? What are the rules?
yes, so Goon or Gone, I'm just gonna like so in my life, I just like write down a list of shit that I'm like gooning for or kind of question. It's really random. There's like no rhyme or reason to any of these topics.
Okay,
Uh,
before you continue, do you ever just
uh-huh.
randomly like I'm gooning for this right now, even though it's not
What?
sexual, like I say that all the time. It has just like become part of my vocabulary. I could be eating a
Yes.
really good meal and I'm like, I am gooning for this
Gooning
right
for
now.
this
Like,
meal.
holy shit.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly right.
It has
That's
just
what I was
become
trying to
part of the
the
vernacular of my life.
vernacular. That's exactly right. And so I'm trying to like make this shit go off.
Yeah.
Because it's a vibe and we get it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna list different stuff that find interesting.
Okay.
And then we're gonna decide if we goon for it, which means we love it and it stays and it's something that's cool.
Okay.
We can, you can put in your 2 cents.
Mhm.
Or it's gone. It's gotta go. It's not working for us. It sucks. And
I love
it's been
this. I'm so on
so long.
board.
It's
I'm
no
ready to be
longer.
judgmental. I'm ready to be a bitch.
Um, okay, first sorry, a little notification came on my phone. I was like, what is that? The first thing is foreskin. Goon or gone?
Goon, definitely. Like it might not always be my thing. Like I'm not looking for it, but I'm never gonna
Hmm.
turn it down. I'm never like, oh God, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I definitely goon for it. Um, there's something really um sexy of just watching like a foreskin like over a penis. I remember gooning once. It was like this slow-mo of just like skin folding over a penis head, and I definitely had a good time watching that.
Yeah, I mean, if it's done well, yeah, I mean it's never not hot. It's pretty much
That's
all I can
true.
say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's a good way of putting it. It's never not hot. Yeah, no, foreskins, we goon for foreskin.
Mhm.
Um,
Absolutely.
second, hairy butts.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm gonna keep this in the podcast.
Ah, why? What happened?
Your
Why
camera
did you
was
do
just
that?
like, I'm
Oh,
not
there we
gooning
go.
for this anymore.
No, my camera was not gooning for that. Really? Okay, there we go. Boop. Yeah. Uh-huh. Can we get past the settings, please?
Says LA. Shouldn't it
There we
say
go.
manual focus? A
Hmm. There we go. Okay, we're back. Sorry.
um
I bumped
what
the,
was I
the the
saying?
cable.
No, it's okay. What was I saying? Um
Gooning for hairy butts. You're
yeah,
not gonna
so
make them
Goody
shave if you're dating, unless you're dating, maybe. Is that what you
yeah, so
said?
like if I'm if I'm hooking up with someone or if you have a close relationship and I'm just like wanting to see them, or like if they're consenting, to letting me tell them what to do with their bodies, then I'll be inclined to tell someone like, hey, could you shave or could you let it grow? I just want to
Yeah,
see
if they're
it.
gonna ask you what your preference is and they're okay with it,
Yeah.
that's different than being like, if you don't shave, I'm done with you. You know, those are two
Yes,
very
no,
different vibes.
never that, never that. That's
Yeah,
not a
never
vibe.
that.
Yeah. But if I when I meet someone and they don't have a hairy butt, like, that's fine with me. Or like if you like to shave it, it's okay with me. Whatever,
I also
whatever you're
think like
doing.
if we're talking like exclusively like online content or porn, almost
Hmm.
always I would prefer hairy butt over not hairy butt. But like in
Mm.
person, sometimes it's just easier, and I don't end up with things in my teeth if it's shaved. This was the only really like time where I'm like, oh, okay. But even
That's
then, it's not
true.
like that's not a vibe killer. That's just kind of like, okay, like I gotta go brush my teeth now. I probably should anyway and stop being so disgusting all the time.
That's true though, because not all hairy butts are built the same. Some are hairier
Yeah,
than
yeah.
others. Um,
There's like
okay,
a
cool.
light dusting, and then there's like, girl, you got a forest down there. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's always amazing, like when I see blues like crazy hairy asses. I'm just like, maybe I wish.
Nerf.
I'm okay with the hair on my butt.
I wish I were
That's
hairier, honestly. I get a good bush going, and I think my butt's a little hairy. I get like everything from the waist down is hairy, and then everything waist up
it's like smooth.
is like, yeah. Other than my armpits, those are
Yeah, those are quite hairy.
yeah,
When I got to a certain age, and as I've matured, I've started getting like hair in other places, and I'm just like, oh, this is what I want. Because I remember growing up, I always wanted like a full, like I love those people that have like full hair, like way down to their stomach, and it's just like cover.
yeah.
I used to date a guy in New York that was like, I think that was like full on back hair, like it would go up to his head.
Oh my
That
gosh.
was hot. Like I would just pull on his shoulder hair.
Yeah, I mean that I kind of get it. I've dated
It was really
guys that
sexy.
were like that, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's sexy.
I
It's
mean,
like
I'm
big.
26. I just think I just recently started getting like more hair on my stomachs, like especially. I was like, oh
Yeah.
yes, finally, it's happening. The himboification.
Yeah, that's right. Like the himbo transformation. I love that. Okay, cool. Harry Butts be good.
Yes.
Um, okay, third, sex clubs. How do you feel about sex
Oh
clubs?
yeah, Goon for sure. Goon.
Yeah, I
Assuming
agree.
everything is like well kept and tidy, and like the staff like clean it and everything. Like yeah, I've been to somewhere it's a little seedy or it's a little like unclean, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't kill it for me, but I just prefer it if it's clean. That's like absolute Goon quality.
Yeah, I do. I like sex clubs, but I like it to be a little bit more. I mean, yes, I'm gonna go there because I know that I'm gonna get laid, but I want a hot tub, maybe get a facial. Like that'd be nice. Like,
Yeah.
give me some clean towels, make the place, a little bougie.
I prefer sex because I mean Bader, right? Like I'm going to prefer a sex club that has some kind of like screen or TV room than one that doesn't have
Yes.
one. If this is like
Yes.
just a fuck club, I'm like, like I don't really have a
Yes.
unless they've got like you said, like a hot tub and a sauna and all that other stuff. Then I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, we're going for the leisure, we're not going to fuck. But if you have like all that stuff and you have like a TV room or like a bait room, I'm like,
Yeah.
ugh, so good.
Because I could just fucking home. If I'm gonna go out and pay like a
Right.
service, like I want the nines. Like I wanna,
Yeah.
can
I
I
want
get a
my little
fucking
day spa.
yeah, can I get a margarita, please?
Literally.
Um, okay, cool. So we goon for sex clubs. I
Absolutely.
love that. Next, anklets. Do you like an
Anklets,
anklet?
like ankle
Yeah,
bracelets?
yeah.
I don't think I have an opinion, actually. I have not seen a man with an ankle bracelet in so long.
Oh my God, I gotta show you pictures.
Do you have
I
one?
love I used to rock an anklet. There
Huh.
was a time where I just thought they were so sexy because I went through like a really heavy foot phase.
I feel like that's
And
very
then
like Beach Boy energy to have an anklet. It's
yeah,
giving
that
like
I think
California surfer bro type vibe.
yeah, and I think that's what I was on. My dick was on that trip, and I was
Yeah,
like,
like an
ooh, this is
anklet and like a
really
puka
working
shell
for me.
necklace. Very cliche. We
Yeah,
love. I'll
yeah,
say goon. I'll say goon because I can't. It's not gone. Like I'm okay with it.
yeah. And also too, like I think if you have a really pretty foot and you're gonna accessorize it, my eye's gonna go down to your foot. I'm gonna want to put it in my mouth at one point
Yeah.
eventually.
I don't remember if I said this on the first episode or not, but I literally like so many people wanted pictures of me like already nude, obviously, but like also showing my feet. And now I just like have a foot fetish. I like make a joke all the
Yeah.
time that I gave myself a foot fetish because I'm like so my brain is like used to seeing foot and dick next to each other now that I'm like, okay, yeah, uh-huh.
I love that you like made yourself.
Yeah, I like Pavloved myself into having a foot fetish just by like
I've done
sheer
that.
exposure.
I've done that with a couple of things in like sex. I'm just like, I wasn't into that. And then like just through like repetition of just seeing it
Yeah,
casually everywhere, I'm just like, yeah, I'm really good for that shit
I
now.
did that with the nipple play stuff. Like I'd never no that's not even a content thing. That's just like I always wanted to have to feel pleasure from that. And so I just
Yeah,
always did it while I was doing stuff. And now it's like it's just wired in my brain that like doing that feels good.
nice.
Yeah.
I like nipple plays. Goon, we goon for nipple play.
Be good for nipple play. Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, it's nice. Well, I was telling you, you had your shirt off earlier when you were testing the light, and I was like, oh, you have
Mhm.
really beautiful nipples. You should get them pierced.
You can see them through the tank. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can't see them when there's white shirt, but like, there's my nipple, y'all. My nipple with my piercing.
Arf.
I
No,
like
yeah.
I like them. I'm so happy that I got them pierced. They're I feel like really pretty with them.
Yeah.
Um and they and they are sensitive. Let's see. Okay, next. Ooh, I this would be interesting. Gay for pay actors.
Okay. Oh. This might be my first gone. I know that might be controversial, but I feel
Hmm.
like it depends. Is it real? Like are you actually straight and you're just getting paid to do gay content? Or is this like I've never done this before sitting on a fire hydrant? Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a difference there.
Ah,
Um
she said a fire hydrant. That's funny. No, I think inevitably when I think about it, I'm just like, get it gone. Like I don't need you to like pander to me. Like I know what I like, and if you're not into it, then you're not really fulfilling what it is my dick needs to feel. I
yeah,
don't
I
care how
mean
beautiful
from
you are.
on like a personal perspective level, if you're not into it, that totally makes sense. I get
Mhm.
why some guys there's like that closeted hetero guy fantasy thing going on, and like I get that. It's not for me either, but I do get that, and so I think on that level, that's where I'm like, if it's just like an acting thing, and we're not literally like pulling straight people off the street to be like, hey, if you take dick for the first time, I'll give you $500. To me, that's a little
Yeah,
sleazy. That's a little sketchy. I don't love that.
yeah,
Um, also, it just kind of like you can't preach that like being gay isn't a choice and then also say that I turned men gay by
right,
paying
right.
them. That's not how that works, you
Yeah,
know?
and I'd rather like have the faggot get the money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather them get the
Literally, pay the
coin. Like
girls,
I
pay the queens.
pay them. Like I'd rather just have the gay guy pretend that he's straight and be like, I've never done this before.
Yeah.
Bitch, you have, but I'm buying into the fantasy right now,
If
and I
you
want you
acted
to
straight all through high school, you can act straight in this porno film.
exactly.
Like you got it. You're fine.
Yes, pay the girls. I love that shit. That's funny.
Arf.
Yeah, okay, so gay for pay, yeah, they can cut it out. They can go,
That is gone.
they can go do other stuff, like build me a deck. Okay. How many is that? One, two, three, four, five. Let's do this. Oh, nifty.com. Do you know nifty.com?
Mm-mm. I'm not familiar. What is
I
this?
feel like you would really love nifty.com. So nifty.com is just like a site that has like sexual like stories. You can find like a bunch of like people will just write these like perverted short stories and like there's thousands of them. And you can like
How to be
and
so
they
for
have
real. I typed that into my web browser and it sent me to a Japanese website.
oh no, am I doing the right one? It is
Nifty,
nifty.
Nifty.
Hold on.
This looks like a Japanese like news article site.
Oh,
This is a
not nifty dot. I'm sorry, not nifty.com, nifty.org. That was my
oh.
mistake.
It's like you're really into Japanese news article? I'm so confused. Okay,
No,
nifty.org.
so yeah, nifty.org. And it's
Oh,
based,
okay. Yeah, no, Goon, absolutely Goon.
yeah,
I have not
good
used
for it
this one
too.
before, but I have a big hypno kink. I love that stuff. I love anything
Yeah,
that's kind of like embraces the mindlessness and just kind of zone out and, be himbo, dumb dog, no thoughts, head empty kind of vibe.
yeah. So
And there
it's just
is
like erotica. It's so hot.
Yeah, erotica in general, absolute goon.
Hmm.
There is one called Gay Spiral Stories that's really good. That's like known for doing like homoerotic hypnosis content, or like there's a whole bunch of tags too. There's stuff for like transformation, hypnosis, like angel devil play. Like you think of it as like a weird kink, and it's probably on there. It's for
Yeah,
everything not vanilla, pretty much.
yeah. I discovered nifty.org when I was going through when I still enjoy like these all these like incest fantasies. And
Yeah.
girl, trust me, if you want to like get into some good incest shit, you better click on the incest link on nifty.org.
I mean, just the titles of some of these that pop up when I first pull up the
Lit,
website. Summer job
lit,
after high school, my mechanic, the tattoo. I'm like, oh,
I'm
girl,
reading some right
okay.
here, file name, living with my uncle, dirty father, filthy son,
What?
daddy's milk tails. Come on.
Oh my God. Screaming.
Shit, I'm
I'm
gonna read
screaming
some of
on the
these
inside.
after I'm gonna read some of these after this podcast. I haven't been on this in a while. Look at all these stories. Y'all, if you love erotica, trust me, you will not be disappointed. You better get on to. So this is
Yeah.
definitely a good one. I hope I never I should pay money and support this stuff.
Absolute goon for gay
Okay,
erotica.
we love it. And this site
Mhm.
especially. Okay, the last one. Share.
If I say gone, are you gonna literally like reach for this screen right now and stab me in the face?
No, I will not. It was it was never
This
a
feels
gone for me.
dangerous. This feels very
No,
dangerous.
it was never it was she was never a god for me, but she was an indifferent for me. Like I'm not the type of person that's like big on divas. Like I was never head over heels for like Bette Midler or like all these like old school divas. Like I just never
Yeah.
really got it. Um, but then I saw. Do you know Chicken Shop Date?
No. I feel like a
Okay,
baby gay.
no, it's Chicken Shop Date. It's done by this British person, but she does these like she takes these celebrities on dates to chicken shops, so she basically eats chicken nuggets and fries, and they just like have a conversation.
I mean, that's me.
And
Sign me up.
yeah, you should check it out. And so the one of the more recent episodes that she had was Cher. Like the bitch got Cher, and I was like, you got Cher on your YouTube show? That's fucking iconic, dude.
That is
So then
really
I was
cool.
just like, she's a baddie, dude. And so then I was like, okay, Cher is cool with me. So then I started like researching her like album archives and like started going back into like her old school like music. And I was like, she's a baddie.
Yeah,
I
I
want to be like
definitely
Cher when
goon
I grow
goon
up.
goon for share in general. I feel
Yeah.
like so many people would kill me in my sleep if I ever said gone. But not just because that's not why I'm saying goon. I'm saying goon because like her music, iconic.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're not allowed to
totally.
say that that's not iconic. You're simply
No,
not.
it's yeah, no.
But
The
like
bitch
I
has
don't know too much
gave
of the
a lot
media
of
surrounding Cher.
flowers.
Also, Showgirls has Cher in it, right? Am I crazy?
Not showgirls, burlesque. You're thinking about
Burlesque,
burlesque.
Burlesque. I
Yeah.
love that
Burlesque,
movie, actually.
burlesque. I've never seen that. I should see that. I
You
should see
should.
that.
It's a very good
Yeah.
movie.
That's with Christina Aguilera, right?
I think so. I don't know
Yeah.
shit about actors and actresses. And
I know Christina Aguilera, and I should see that. But yeah, I was like looking at like old YouTubes of her, like Sunny and Cher, like Sunny Bono, and like reading stories about them because she's Native American. So like people would back in the day, people thought she was like a freak, so they wouldn't put her on TV. Not wild
yeah, that's kind
because
of
she looks so
gross.
different. Yeah, people were just
Yeah.
really racist back in the day.
Yeah, that's just racism, sis. Like,
I know,
ew.
but like the fact that she came out of that and is like a fucking star, like she's the legend. Like
Yeah.
everybody fucking goons over a share.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Who
It's
is
pretty
not
wild.
simply?
All right. Well, that was Goon or Gone.
I like
I
that. That
love
was
that.
fun.
That was really fun. We got some really cool perspectives on some deep shit there.
We're so deep. Oh my
We're so
God.
deep. Oh my God, that's why we do this podcast. All right, cool. So next we're gonna move on to a segment of the podcast that I like to call Make It Make Sense.
Okay. Hold on.
Wait,
I
shit, we
have.
didn't even discuss this prior. We were supposed to talk about what we were going to talk about before we did the podcast. That's okay though.
Oh,
If you
I
have
mean, like,
something,
I
you
already
can
have
bring it up.
something. So,
All right, let's do it.
okay. Do you want to go first, or what do you like? How are
I
we?
I I was trying to look for something. I kind of have a mild sense, but I feel like it probably leans more political. So let's just go with yours.
Mine's a little bit political, but do
Oh
the intro for
fuck.
the segment. Mine's a little bit, not too bad, not too bad, not
Oh,
too bad.
okay, okay, okay,
Um,
okay.
Do the intro to it again, and then I'll just jump. Like, ask me what mine is, and I'll jump into it.
Girl, there's no do-ups. We're doing it. Just go for
Oh,
it.
oh God, okay. So mine is gay bars that are weird about trans men. Which
Mm,
it's one thing to cater to like a masculine market, but I feel like including trans mass people defeats like it's pointless and it looks weird and gross. And there's actually at the Phoenix Boys of Leather Meat that I went to just last night, there was a discussion about it.
mm,
Um, and I don't think that particular bar that they were discussing is super bad. I think it's more the bar than the atmosphere and the crowd. But it's actually weird because like if it's the bar itself, people can kind of hold it accountable and be like, "Hey, don't do this. Like this is a space for all of us,
yeah.
trans or not." But if
Hmm.
it's the vibe and the people, it almost makes it more complicated because then every person like has to go in there and like hold other people accountable and like police other people, and that
Yeah.
can sometimes backfire. Um, because it can like start drama or people can end up kicked out of the bar for fighting or something like that. And it's like at the end of the day, that's not the point of the bar. The bar is to be an inclusive safe space for queer people. Um,
Yeah.
so that's mine. That's mine for sure. Is gay bars that aren't cool with trans mask people. Like shut the fuck up and get with the times, girl. Like we're done. We're tired. That's gone. I don't think passing matters as like a thing. Like I'm very Gen Z and that I'm like, you look however you want, you identify how you want to identify.
Yeah.
If you say that you're a man, I'm
Definitely.
gonna be like, okay. Like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not it's not that big of a deal to me. This is your thing, not mine. Um,
Yeah.
which is a privilege that I have as someone who is cis, and I absolutely recognize that. But me being like an oblivious dumb dog, the fact that I still notice when people are like, I think that he's trans, and I'm like, okay, is that a
Who
problem?
cares?
Like,
Yeah. Like, can't you
what are
just
we
see?
doing here, girl?
Like, aren't they just a person like you, like
Yeah,
enjoying a drink and like trying to hang out with a couple of buddies? Like, what the
right.
fuck?
But that's my
Like,
that's
why
my make
don't
it
you?
make sense. Like, because it does not make sense to me. I'm
It
like,
doesn't
why are
make
we doing
sense.
this?
Like, why are we excluding people from these queer spaces that people need to like find safety in,
Right.
especially trans people, especially in this current state and time?
Yeah.
Like, you would think that you'd be more than welcoming them into these spaces.
Yeah, and I think
Um,
it mostly tends to be like obviously for it's usually older people that are like that, but
I'm an
even
older
even there are
person.
some Gen Z kids that I'm like, why are we doing this? Like of all people, one of the
I
most
get it.
disenfranchised generations out there, you should know better by this point
Exactly.
than to do that shit. Like, come on.
Exactly right. But I can see the evolution of it because I'm an elder now.
Yeah, that's
And I
fair.
grew up at a time where clubs were very, it was a time where it was like, yeah, gay man, women, women's club, and you wouldn't really mix the two together.
Yeah.
But shit's changed, man. Like I don't know, like if you to me it's like adapt or die, right? Like you just kind of like have to
Yeah.
like kind of like
Can we just
learn,
live in a
take it up.
future where like every bar you're allowed like every horny bar is just horny for everybody? You don't need to like can we just get past that? Can we stop the sexual repression? I know that's like obviously so wishful thinking, but like I'm ready
Yeah,
for it. I'm tired of this. Like just everybody fucks. Like shut up.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's true. And I think I'm at a point in my life where I'm just like, I just like want to see energy, like a vibe. Like I don't care what your outer appearance is, because
Well,
you can that can change over time. It's like, why am I gonna? Yeah. Okay, I need my train of thought here.
for me it's like if you don't like it or it's turning you off and this is supposed to be your space, just don't look. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
no one's
hmm
forcing your
hmm.
eyes to be on that straight couple over there having sex at a gay bar. Just like no one's forcing them to look at you have your gay sex. You know what I mean? Like we should just move on. It should just be if you want to go be horny somewhere, go be horny. And it should not be so
Although
weird.
I feel like I might have a problem with street people in gay bars.
Well, yeah, I mean like we're talking like
I'm
ideal
like,
scenario. Like
no,
you
no,
just
no, no,
go
you're
and you
right.
do
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
wherever. At this point in my head,
yeah.
at that point, gay bars would cease to exist as an idea and it would just be bars. But
Got
that's
it.
like not realistic.
Yeah, no, I feel like I definitely want my gay spaces.
Yeah.
And I feel like as a straight person, you have a choice.
Yeah.
Choices.
That's not the choice
Um,
I would have made.
that's not, yeah, you're right. That's not the choice I would. Um, yeah, stop. Don't do that. Stop doing that. Like, who cares? Like, everyone's just
Yeah.
trying to be chill. Like, see people as human beings. And like let them in these spaces. Like, let them chill with the boys. Like, they obviously want to be part of the brotherhood. They're fucking feeling their oats.
Yeah, I will say one that I've actually experienced firsthand too is this is kind of an offshoot a little bit, but at the pup nights in Phoenix at Anvil, there have been a
Mhm.
huge uptick in furries showing up and in cis and transgender women showing up too. And I've been one of
Mm.
the people that's like fully on board for it because it's not I see pup night as like pup night. So it's like I don't care what your gender is. I don't care, if you're pup adjacent or whatever. If you want to come and be able to like do what you want to do and be kinky in public, in the only space and time that's available for that, why are we being exclusive about the gender? Why are we being exclusive about the title or the brand or
Mm.
the genre? Like just let them
Mhm,
all in. Let
mhm.
them come have fun.
Yeah,
And not everyone agrees with me on that, but like I don't know. I just feel like they're not making fucking pup night for cishet people. So I'm like, like why not
it's
let them show up?
true.
If they want to be allies, let them be allies.
I don't think does pup play exist in street community?
Yeah, there's straight pups. There are
Okay,
cishet women pups. Yeah, it's like a super common thing.
I'm
It's more
sorry.
common now, at least.
That sounded
Um,
so ignorant.
huh?
That sounded so ignorant to me.
No, not really. I
Oh,
get it.
okay.
Like, well, because most people
I
think
just feel
pup
like
and
it's
they
like a
think
it's
they
yeah,
think
pup.
man.
Yeah, like I just associate it with like leather and like
I mean,
well that
so
no, that's not true. Like women are into leather too.
my counterpoint is that like think of how many furries there are that are cats,
Hmm.
that are dogs, that are not men or women. You know what I mean? Like the idea of animal play in general is not restricted to your
Hmm.
gender. Just because you're a woman does not mean you have to be a cat. Just because you're a man does not mean you have to be a dog. I
You're
know
right.
men who like kitty play. I
Yes.
know women who like puppy play. I know non-binary people who love horse play. Like that's everybody can do everything. Like I don't,
See, this is why I enjoy talking to you. I learn so much from you.
yeah. I'm not
And
pretending
I
to
love
be
that you
dumb.
don't.
I'm actually really smart.
No, I know you're. That's why I'm saying like you're so smart. But I love the fact that you don't shame me, which is really nice. You're just
No,
like,
because
oh,
it's not.
daddy's learning.
I'm
Daddy's
not. I'm
learning.
never gonna be the kind of person that's like, how dare you not know? Like, it's not. I do think it's good that you
But
are receptive to these kind of conversations because the
oh
inverse
yeah,
would be
totally.
horrible, right? Like, if I had
Yeah.
said that, you'd have been like, no, actually, and I'm like, whoa, okay, you know what I mean? And there are people who are like that. I'd much rather
No,
have a
because
conversation like this.
most of the time I'm a fucking idiot. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I just
Be
have
an
like,
idiot and say that shit. Be like, I am dumb. Tell me, teach me, daddy.
because also too, because I feel it comes from a place of like getting curious. Like I don't
Yeah.
know everything and I want to learn. And so what's the best way to learn is talk to people that are knowledgeable, that have experience. Oftentimes the shit I talk about is everything that I picked up in a book or that I learned from a person or someone that I really admire. Like it's just like we're all regurgitating like this information that like makes sense to us from our lived experience. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to tie into that, I think a lot of people are like, I think it's so hot that he's so smart. And I'm like, I love a dumb bitch who can say that she's a dumb bitch and learn. Like, you know what I mean? Like that to me is
You
I
love
don't
me.
need you to be like some 800 million IQ can recite like the Bible off the back of your hand kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. No, I tell you.
I love when a man is like, I actually don't know. And I'm like, nut. Like it's so hot. And not only do I
That's
get to
just
teach you something, or maybe I get to learn something with you, like, daddy.
who said that to me once? Oh, I think I was shooting the scene with Milking Coach.
Mhm.
And we were done doing the scene and I said something really dumb. And he was just like, "Oh, you're so cute. Like you're so dumb." And I was just like, "It's annoying, huh?" He's like, "No, that's your brand." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess that is like big himbo dumb energy. I'm just like a big massive dick. Just like use me. Like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just built for sex."
But you're not like angry or ignorant about it. It's the
No,
self-awareness that makes it cute and hot. Because being
I'm
dumb without
I'm
self-awareness
painfully
is just being
self-aware.
angry and gross and weird. You know what I mean?
You're right. You're absolutely right. That's true. Like if you don't have the self-awareness to know that, are you really do you, is that really who you are? It's like, no,
Yeah.
bitch. I'm
Yeah, I know I'm a
exaggerating this
dumb
shit.
bitch. And that's
I
okay.
know, I know I'm stupid and it's still sexy. Oh my God, this podcast is going off the rails. No, it's not. Okay, cool. So that was make it make sense. That was
Mhm.
fun. I'm glad you brought to the table. I think people should talk about that more.
Yeah.
Just
That
be
was
nice.
just
Just
the
be like,
immediate. It was like on the brain. It was fresh.
yeah, just be inclusive. Be a good sport about it. Like fuck.
Yeah.
They want to kick it with the bros. Okay, cool. So then we're gonna move on to bait, date, or mate. Or I forgot the order of it. It's either bait, mate, or date. I think it's bait, mate, or date.
Okay. You sent me bait, date, or mate, but I think we could do this all day.
Yeah, it's interchangeable. I feel like it works. All of those, there's not one that takes priority over the other. So essentially, there's a part of the podcast where we kind of talk about like just our personal like dating lives, like things that we're like dealing with. It could be platonic, it could be romantic. You could talk about a situation that kind of like threw you off. You need some advice. Anything that's going on in like your
So
love
I had to think
life.
about this one really hard when you told me that this was a thing because I was like,
Okay.
there's so many things that you could talk about, especially with like bait culture specifically. And I think I landed on like how just in general bait culture leans into like the hookupness of it all. And something I hear a lot from people is that like it's hard to build connections deeper than just sex sometimes.
Hmm.
If that makes sense. Uh,
Yeah.
but I think it's tied to the fact that like part of being a baiter is just kind of like the solo sexuality of it, kind of just wanting to do your own thing.
Hmm.
So it's easy to just kind of like treat it as an outlet and not actually seek to connect with people. But the thing I hear is that like when someone is looking to like meet people to like make friend like bait or friends with benefits kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
Like they want the sexual intimacy with the partner, but also like to be friends too. They find it hard to bridge that gap. And I think
Mm.
it's partly because of how easy it is as a baiter to see not only yourself but other people as sex objects, like we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier where it's like we're all people. I know it's so shocking, but
Yeah.
like kind of being vulnerable yourself and like putting yourself out there and
Hmm.
being making yourself out to be a three-dimensional character in your interactions with people, especially in the bait community, helps a lot with building those connections and like making
Yeah.
friends with benefits and finding something more than just a bait bro if that's what you're looking for. You're
Yeah.
trying to date in the baiter pool. Because I mean, who doesn't want like a hot, sexy baiter boyfriend?
I know I do. And I feel like I've talked about this before with people. It's like I feel like if I do end up being in a relationship or like meeting people and taking on lovers, they're gonna be in this community. They just get it. We get each other.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that I'm not open to others that are not in the community. I've certainly met people that are just like, what's a baiter when I date them, and we get into that conversation. Um,
Yeah. Do you think you could see yourself dating someone that isn't a baiter, like long term?
Yes, but if only if they were like understanding and receptive and like
So
curious
as
and
long as
like
they let you do your
sex
thing.
positive. Yeah, definitely. As long
Okay.
as we have a negotiation. Because I'm still like I've evolved in my solo sexuality that I do enjoy penetrative sex. So like there's other sex acts that I enjoy, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna be mostly masturbating on my own if someone has to be okay with that. Like I don't need if someone's going to be like insecure or jealous that I engage in this behavior a lot of the time, then it's not going to work for me. But
Yeah.
that's talking, that's communication to say, hey, I'm doing this thing. It doesn't devalue you. I
Yeah.
still enjoy sex with you and being with you because I still want those other things. I want all the other things. I want like intimacy and
Yeah.
connection and all that good stuff.
I wrote a
But back,
note here.
what's
One of the
that?
ones I missed, I think. It says that I feel like it might sound obvious, but it's really easy to overlook the fact that like making yourself into a three-dimensional person to the people you're trying to connect with is helpful because especially with baiters, we make it very easy to approach each other because like a dick pic and you're like in the DMs now and you're like gooning with your bros and then you never really have to go any further to make those connections. Um,
Yeah,
but like it goes a long way to make some kind of effort to also communicate with them about stuff that isn't that. It
yeah.
sounds obvious, but like people be forgetting that sometimes.
No, it makes total sense, and it can be difficult too. Like, especially the people, us as what we do, we have we're more visible, right, in the sus community, I
Yeah,
think, and so it's easy for people. People just want to get off, right, and so they're
yeah,
they're having a good bait, and so that they see one of our images or videos, and just like, oh, they're gonna reach out.
yeah,
I do find it difficult, but try to, I'm getting a lot better at my boundaries. So like at any given moment, I'm just like, nope, I'm not in the mood. I'm not doing that. Like I'm doing some other thing. And then I'll, tell them what I'm doing, or I'll like kind of steer the conversation if they're receptive to that. And that's kind of where I go with it. If they're just like, no, I need to get off, I need to come, then that's fine. I'm not gonna engage. Um, but talk about stuff. Like talk about
Yeah.
shit that you like. Like,
Have a
you know,
conversation. Don't be afraid to
yeah,
to do what I'm doing right now, right? And unmask and be a little goofy, be a little wild, be a little extra.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's people like that, and people like will latch onto that. A lot easier than just trying to be horny and making that all your relationship is about with
Because doesn't
people.
that make the other person more attractive to you? Like when I get a
To me,
better
yeah.
under yeah, me too. Like when I get a better understanding of who you are and like you're into the same things I am, or like, we can talk about like the kind of porn we like and like just kind of go beyond further, then it just, I don't know, it makes you more attractive because I'm just like, oh, you're fucking real. Like,
I think part of what I struggle with, actually, if we could be vulnerable on the pod for 5 seconds,
yeah.
is that like there's a weird, like ever since I started doing this, there's a weird delineation to me between fans and friends, and I hate the idea of seeing someone as just a fan. Like, does that make sense? Like to me, it feels
Yes.
dehumanizing, and I hate that so much. But there are
Yes.
people who engage with me in such a way that like. I feel like I either don't have the opportunity or there's no point to pursuing any kind of like meaningful interactions, and that kind of
Yeah.
hurts to me a little bit. But I
Yeah.
also just feel like it kind of just comes with the territory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it does. But I find myself just I find myself just a little bit more guarded because I'm just like, okay, like you obviously are trying to get something to get you off, and um, I
that's
don't know.
fair.
I've had
I'm
I've
just
had
puppy. I'm dumb. I want everyone to
yeah,
like me. I
no, me
just
too. Like
I'm like
I
that.
would, I love that too. But I feel like I've had interactions with people in the community where just like, okay, I got what I needed. You're done. I'm done with you, and you're just like, ugh, it's such an icky feeling because you're just like, okay, well, I just want to be friends. Like, can we just keep hanging? No, I got my nut. You're good. Like, I don't need to talk to you anymore. You're just like, okay, that's a bummer.
Yeah, and it's that, and it's also just like when someone is like praising you a bunch or they're like really into what you do, but then they're not
Mhm.
really into you as a person, like that's a little bit icky and
Oof.
painful.
Yeah,
That
that's
hurts.
that can hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm still getting used to that. If
It's like
we're like
it's
I said,
like
if we're
that thing
being
where it's like just
vulnerable.
it's like shut up and just make porn. Like no one wants
Yeah.
to hear
And
you
I'm like,
talk.
actually, bestie, hi.
Yeah, like no, this is what I do. Like I have other shit going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Ugh. Mm. What
arf.
would what would be like a piece of advice that you could give to someone if they do want to make friends with beyond just a bait?
In general with me.
Yeah, no, what would you do? Like from your perspective, like how would you engage?
Um, I think it'd probably be easier just to talk about myself. So like if for me,
Yeah,
like joining the Discord is obviously like a huge thing. Like if I see you and I interact with you because I'm a terminally online Gen Z child, at
you
the age
are.
of 26.
You
Yeah.
are.
It just like being somewhere that I'm at a lot and then conversing with me that way. I've made friends that way that I talk to like every like the AI stuff that I've been doing lately. I talk to a couple
Hmm.
people about that like every day, and then like those
Hmm.
conversations turned into other conversations, and now I like know
Hmm.
about their life, and I know about like the house that they were sitting last week or the dog that they were hanging out with, or like and I just get to know them on a more intimate personal level, and that builds relationships that way. And even if they didn't intend to get there when they joined, they just thought, oh, horny place to go be horny. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, actually, it is also a chance to like get to know me. And that's part of why I do what I do, because I like to be able to reach out to people. And like, I also like that it lets me like not keep tabs, but like make sure that people are practicing things safely and like taking care of themselves,
Mm-hmm.
because that's important to me. I want to make sure that everybody is, you're hydrating, you're not actually destroying your
Oh,
life,
that's true. Speaking of,
stuff like that.
mm, I feel like
I say hitting a vape, like I don't have a nicotine addiction, so tongue in cheek about it. But
we all have our vices. Um,
yeah,
what was I saying? Oh, I think for me, one of the things that probably stands out to me is consistency. Like just having that repetitive conversation of always kind of checking in, and that builds over time. Like trust and communication and getting to know
yeah,
someone. Like you're not gonna get that off, a couple of conversations, but like, you know, weekly, monthly, yearly. Like some of the friends and the people that I've met via social media, it's taken me like 5 years to get to know them. I mean, now we're just coming
Yeah.
to a place where it's like you're a homie. Like it's constant DMing and like you get to know who they are and like, oh, they would like this meme or, they would really enjoy
Yeah.
this movie. So you get to know that. But that again, that takes time and consistency to build that relationship.
I think that's really interesting because in some way I'm almost the opposite where like I often say that I fall hard real fast and then like
Oh,
I get
maybe that's
ADHD
just me.
brain and I'll move on to something else. But then like a month or two later, I'll come back and be like, hey,
Oh,
bestie, by the way, sorry I was AWOL for 8 years. Like, love you. Hope you're doing
fuck.
well. Kisses.
Maybe that's just like
Some
my
people get that
trauma.
though. So like some of my best friends are people that I can kind of just be myself with and do that kind of thing. And they're like, oh shit, like what's up? Like how you doing? And I'm like, thank God. I don't have friendship decay. That was like a shitty millennial meme on Facebook for a minute. Like, but it is true to some extent where I'm like, I don't need to be interacting with someone every single day to like still regard them highly. Or if, one of us goes AWOL for a bit, like it doesn't mean I don't like you or anything. I'm just kind of I'm aloof,
Hmm.
just kind of how I am.
Yeah, no, I think everyone's different. I think maybe I'm not gonna speak more on that. I was gonna go way deep into like this black hole, but no, I'm not gonna do that.
Arf.
Um, Listen, if you want to be bait bros, just say you want to be bait bros. Like, be transparent. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, just be yourself and be like, hey, I like you. I think it's cool. You have a really great dick, but I want to know what video games you're playing.
Yeah, and if you want to talk about more than sex, talk about more than
Say it.
sex.
Exactly. It's just say it. Like, and if they don't, they're not reciprocative, then move on. Like, you dodge a bullet. Like, it's no, people aren't genuine. I don't think, I try to believe that people aren't like inherently mean. And if they are, then you don't want to be talking to people that are mean,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. Yeah, that's a big thing too.
Um, well, that was a fun convo.
Arf.
Thanks for joining me on this special edition of the Bate Escape. Shits and
Yeah,
giggles. That's what I call these episodes. Shits and giggles edition. It's cute, right?
arf. That is really cute.
Yeah.
I like that. Arf. I would be on a shits and
uh,
giggles episode.
where can people learn more about you and find you and like get to know all the cool things you're doing?
So lovely, lovely gal. I have the same at on everything, just at BatorMutt. I'm very easy to find. And then I have a link tree with the same thing, just BatorMutt. And then that'll have like my Telegram, my Discord server, my Twitter, my Facebook and Instagram that I've been kind of about lately.
Yeah.
Just because those companies are weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, just BatorMutt on everything. Come say
Nice.
hi, come hang out, come meet all the other Bator pups.
Yeah, join his Discord group. It's so cool. But I'm gonna have that link in the description so people can start clicking on that stuff.
Oh God,
I'm
that's gonna be
BC
so much work.
Bader.
Okay. I do
I'm
that
BC
all
Bader.
myself.
What?
The
Do
whole
what?
Discord server, everything from like
Oh,
moderation to like letting people in and everything, I do all
you
myself.
do that by yourself?
Yeah,
Dude, that's so much. You have so many people on that Discord.
I know.
Holy
I do everything I
shit.
do by myself, like everything, literally
No,
everything
I
I've
can
ever done.
relate. I do all this shit myself too. I produce the shit, I edit the shit, I talk
Literally.
about the shit.
You get it. This is
Yeah.
one of the reasons we're so tight.
Exactly, because we know the struggle. It's real.
Yeah.
I'm BC Beta. You can find me all over. I got a brand new YouTube channel. This will go up there, so I'm trying to hype up that thing. But please like, share, subscribe, turn on notification bell. I think those are
Yeah,
all
for
the
YouTube,
things.
yeah.
Yeah, for YouTube. And yeah, we're gonna see you on the next episode of the Beta Escape. Thanks for joining and hope you listen.
Arf, arf, arf. Goodbye.